Teff, an ancient grain from the Horn of Africa, has found new enthusiasts in the United States. It is being cultivated in the American West and Midwest, where growers note its appeal as a gluten-free superfood. For more on the wonder grain, I'm joined by the man behind it all, Teff Dra. Mr. Dra, welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you.
Explain to a lot of our viewers here, what is Teff and what is its nutritional value?
Teff is a very small grain. This is Teff, very, very small, packed with a lot of nutrition. So I can put 150 of Teff grain in my fingernail.
And how do you use that? And you make it bread? Is it porridge? What kind of how do you cook that?
Yeah, you use this. We grinded it into a flour. So for the Ethiopians and Eritreans, make it injera. Injera is a spongy bread. And then for non-Ethiopians also, they can, this is the grain by itself. You can boil it, make it a breakfast cereal. It is a gluten-free, as you say, it's a superfood. So you can, anything you can do with wheat, you can substitute with Teff.
So, you know, Teff, the most interesting part here is that when you come to the U.S., the first thing at the airport, you cannot bring anything live, any kind of grains or something like that. I'm curious, how were you able to grow Teff here in the U.S.?
Yeah, that was back in 1982. First time I brought it, because there was no, at that time, still, you know, we eat the spongy bread, but it was made from wheat or self-rising. But back in 1982, someone went back home and brought it with me, about 20 pounds. And then I planted it in Minnesota. This is where I study. I planted it, the University of Minnesota gave me small land. I planted it, seeded by hand, and harvested it by hand, and then I thresh it by hand. And now here we are, it's everywhere.
And let me ask you, I hear you want to take it back to the Horn of Africa. You want to export it now from the United States. How is it going to be received in the region where it originally came from?
They will be happy and they are very delighted. Because Teff, it is expensive in Ethiopia. Not everybody can eat it. Just the middle class and wealthy people can eat it. But right now, we're not going to sell it in Ethiopian market, but the United States government give food aid assistance to Ethiopia, about $500 million. So we are going to replace it. I'm advocating why not giving it to the Ethiopian people, the food they love. So it's going to be exported to Ethiopia as a form of food aid assistance by the U.S. government.